Natalia Bonner. Welcome back. Happy New Year. So over the holiday break, I was able to take just a little bit of time and do a bit of custom machine quilting on a quilt that I actually made. It's one that I get to keep for myself. So don't judge my piecing too harshly because I am by no means a perfect piecer. But I did have a lot of fun custom machine quilting my snowflake quilt. So you can pick up this adorable pattern from Modern Handcraft. In today's video, I am going to be using my Sway 5 machine quilting ruler and sharing my process of machine quilting some fun point-to-point curves. Now, I do have a brand new video available now in the Piece and Quilt Academy, so that's over on our website, pieceandquilt.com, where I do share my full process of custom machine quilting this awesome quilt. You're not going to want to miss that. When you do enroll in the Piece and Quilt Academy, not only do you gain access to that video, but the library also includes over 130 other machine quilting videos. So there is a lot there for everybody to learn from. I'm super duper excited about this quilt. Let's hop over to my Gamble 22-inch machine and let's get stitching. Today we'll be focusing on using my Sway 5 machine quilting ruler to machine quilt these fun point-to-point curves. So at this point, I have actually gone through and quilted out some cross hatching. You can see that all quilted out here. In the Piece and Quilt Academy video, I do have my full process of quilting out that cross hatching. Make sure you check that out over on our website, pieceandquilt.com. So here I'm using my Sway 5 machine quilting ruler to stitch these point-to-point curves. I do all of my machine quilting on a Gamble 22-inch machine. Because I do, I like to start on the left side of my quilt and work my way across my quilts from left to right, usually top to bottom. Here you can see I actually started quilting on the left side as far down as my throat space would allow because that cross hatching is already done. So my quilt is stabilized, pretty much as stable as it can get at this point. So I'm just going to start filling in using those curves on the Sway 5. So here you can see I'm working back and forth. I started and went up one side of my blocks. Now as I'm working my way back down my blocks, I am stitching down the right side of the block and then across the center of the block and then back over to the right side of the block. By doing that and never boxing myself in, notice how when I get down here to the bottom, I actually don't close myself in. By doing this, I can quilt a continuous line design without ever stopping and breaking my threads. I can quilt these point-to-point curves all the way across my quilt. So you could do this if it was all the way across a patchwork quilt, or you could do the same process on like a 9-patch block or even a 2-patch block. Always think about leaving yourself an out. Now, that's that row across the bottom. So as I'm working my way back down, every time I'm going to leave that bottom row open. Once I've completed all of the curves, then I can stitch back across the bottom there to complete this whole entire section. When I'm using my Sway 5 machine quilting ruler, because it is a machine quilting ruler, I want to make sure I have a ruler foot on my machine. So here you can see on the Gamble machine, it's a nice thick foot that's designed to glide right next to the side of the ruler. When machine quilting with rulers, I know that from my needle position to the outside of that ruler foot, it's 1/4 inch. So I'm holding my machine quilting ruler, so it's 1/4 inch away from where I want my thread to intersect. Now you can use the end, that hook end of the Sway machine quilting rulers to actually mark out the design and you'd have the exact same curve that you're going to quilt. That's one of the awesome features on these rulers. But you can see here how I've not actually marked all of those out. I am just eyeballing about where 1/4 inch is. Sometimes I do have to slightly adjust my ruler as I'm quilting because my lines that I'm stitching maybe off a hair and I want those points to really match up as close to perfect as I can. So I'll continue repeating that process. Remember, always use gentle pressure when machine quilting with machine quilting rulers. I hope you all found just a little bit of inspiration from this machine quilting video. Like I said, I do have a more in-depth video available in the Peace and Quilt Academy where I share my full process of machine quilting this adorable snowflake quilt. You can also pick up our Sway machine quilting rulers on our website, peaceandquilt.com. Have a great day, everybody. You can pick up this adorable pattern from Modern Handcraft. Today, in today's video, edit Jeff. In today's video, I am going to be using my quilt. You're not going to want to miss that. When you do enroll in the Peace and Quilt, blooper edit. When you do enroll in the Peace and Quilt Academy,